We were brainstorming, and I ended up coming up with Namaste Golden, and I just thought it sounded so perfect for what we were trying to do, you know, for what we are doing. It's just like, you know, a floating Zen shop that's just all about happiness and your own personal growth.
So there's Zen in the everyday, in every moment of every day. And the Zen is that reflection. So it's the acknowledgement or the becoming aware of the self, becoming aware of the knower within.
I would say that Zen is personal peace in association with the reality of being totally and completely present in every moment. So that's why when people say, oh,
how's it going, everyone? My name is Dietz-Elmes, and thank you for tuning in to this episode here on the Unlimited Power Show. Today, I have with you a dynamic duo, entrepreneur, family, friends, great vibes to talk about how do you become an entrepreneur with the people you mostly care about, and to share more of their stories with you. So before we begin, I would like for you to introduce yourself, Samantha.
amazing. Well, hello, my name is Samantha Skye, and as you know, and
I am Tristina Elmes,
this is my
her
mom.
mother. Yes.
And we're also really good friends. After I
Look
turned
like
18,
twins.
she was like, yep, we can be friends
People
now.
have told us that before. And
Yeah,
you know what?
It's a smile.
People used to say that about my mother and I.
I've been asked if she's my sister. I'm like, I mean, okay.
I thought about that too.
Oh, thank you.
I just didn't say it.
Okay.
Oh.
So you didn't finish the
thank you.
introduction?
Oh, yes. So I'm Samantha Skye. We're with Namaste Golden, and it's our online Zen shop. We're floating, in the ascenosphere. We're an online business, so we don't really have a place. We can we're location independent, so we can travel wherever we want. We can, work on our computers, bang out a few listings, pick out, just highly curate our site for our followers and the people who love living the Zen life.
Mm-hmm. Now, I grew up in Asia. So some people have asked, where's the origin of that? Mm-hmm. And as a child, my family was in the military and then worked for the U.S. government. So I literally grew up in Korea and Taiwan and have been to Hong Kong, and so lived amongst a very Buddhist environment, and have gone to temples and walked up 10,000 stairs to the top of a mountain and sat in monasteries. So as a young person, I got that experience, and so when Samantha was growing up, I exposed her to that natural foods, natural medicines,
I grew up
Chinese
with essential
medicine.
oils. Like essential oils, when I met people who didn't know what essential oils were, I was like, the horror. Like, these things are what keep me happy and keep me going. Like, I use eucalyptus to clear my sinuses, which I need especially right now. Peppermint to awaken my senses. I use lavender if I'm exhausted and I just can't fall asleep. They're things that, to me, have been so essential to my growing up. So that's something that, I've had a lot of Asian influence.
A year ago, I think, I really kind of discovered essential oils. I guess.
Only a year?
Only a year. No. But it's better a year than never.
Yes.
And I really love them.
Yes.
When finals come around, which is around this time, I would carry little rice bags and put the essential oil.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
I
that's
love
a good
that.
idea.
Smell it all day.
Well, hey.
So we've gifted you with
Yeah, you
a
gifted me
bracelet
this nice bracelet.
called That's two wise men. So those are carved bone, one with a Buddha and one with a Chinese wise man with a long beard. And then the beads that are in between are lava rocks, right? So explain to him how he can use the lava
with
rocks.
the lava rocks, they are very porous. So you can put your essential oils into your lava rocks, and then you can just smell your bracelet anytime you
During
want
the
a little,
day, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So it'll last
pretty
a
cool.
half a day to a day.
So these rocks
Yep.
actually
They soak it up.
soak it up with oil. I'm gonna do that right now. You know, on campus they have free oils for students in the help center.
Are you
They
serious?
have a whole
Okay.
selection.
Can
Come
I go?
out,
Can I?
It's like a buffet.
That's you have to take us there after
I'll
this.
take you there.
I'm
Right?
So
gonna
for
use my
student
card.
health, I mean that's
It's
amazing,
amazing, but a lot
right?
of people don't really know about it. Or have
And
it.
what's your favorite essential oil
My
so far?
favorite one is, I think, bergamot.
Oh,
Nice.
I like those scents.
well, bergamot is actually a citrus scent, and citrus is good for your well-being, like for a heightened sense of just feeling on top of the world.
Heightening your immune system, everything.
Right. So I can see why you would be attracted to bergamot.
Yeah, I like to feel that way. I like to feel like I'm on a mission.
With your enlightened personality.
That's my goal. It makes me feel alive.
Yes.
So with that being said, what makes you alive, and what makes you feel alive? And why is it that you're kind of pursuing this passion of yours?
Well, like we were saying, I grew up with this kind of stuff thanks to Mom, an Asian influence. And really, I'm spacing. I'm sorry. One more time.
No,
What makes you alive?
you're an
makes
actor,
us
and
alive?
so
Well, I'm an actor, yes. So
yes,
that makes me alive.
Samantha's an actor, an actress.
Being in front of the camera.
So we actually together synergistically came up with the idea to have an online business in NamasteGolden.com because she needs to be location independent and still be able to have a lasting company that she sets up while she's
That I'm interested in, something that I know I'm going to put my time and energy into, because that's the problem is we had another website and it just, something about it wasn't there for me. And with Namaste Golden, I really it's fun, you know, I love picking out the different products and, you know, sometimes helping Mom make them. And it's so us.
So the website is Namaste Golden. That's spelled NAMASTEGOLDEN.com. And then there's a special code for your listeners.
It's Golden Ed. So, or Golden, but Golden Ed, it was our major purpose. So
Right.
Golden Ed, all in capitals, all uppercase, and that is a discount code for 25% off on.
So tell us about starting an online store. You know, there are people right now who are in business, who are in regular jobs, and they're like, how do you? So tell us about starting an online store. You know, there are people right now who are in business, who are in regular jobs, and they're like, I would love to have some extra income right now to live, you know, the life of my dreams. Like, love to have some extra income right now to live, you know, the life of my dreams. Like, what was the process of starting an online store, and how did you choose to go the route that you chose to?
Anybody can do it, but don't think that you're going to do it in a day.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
So the people, no, I see this
my
on YouTube.
goodness.
I watch YouTube every day, and I'm educating myself every day on what's new. I need to stay up on what's going on in art, what's going on in computing, all that kind of stuff. And so what is perfect for setting up your online business today is not the same platform that was good 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, totally changed in the
Stay
last
current,
3 years.
everyone.
Yeah.
Right. So the advent of these online carts, there are several of them. The one that I chose to go with is Shopify, but there are WooCommerce and others. Being a computer systems designer, where I used to work with programmers and clients, and we would build what the client needed, then I know what I want. And I know what experience, the difference between going to our website as a new website and going to somebody who hasn't built a website before as a new website is that you're going to get a good user experience.
So you focus a lot on
Oh my
design.
gosh.
What
User
I've always done is user-centric. So you, the person who's using the computer, what experience are you going to have? So everything that I build on the back end is so that you have the right experience.
And that's our whole business, user-centric, because if our users aren't, if our buyers aren't happy, then why do we exist? So it's one of those things where we always, have our phones on. So if someone calls in to Namaste Golden, I'll be answering, or Mama, for now, at least.
So
Right.
why is the name Namaste Golden? Why did you choose that name?
Well, we were brainstorming, and I ended up coming up with Namaste Golden, and I just thought it sounded so perfect for what we were trying to do, for what we are doing. It's just like, a floating Zen shop that's just all about happiness and your own personal growth. And, hey, if you want to gift something from our website, your friend's growth as well, like the essential oils that we were talking about and all the diffusing necklaces.
So explain what Namaste means, because not everybody
yes,
who's looking, if
Namaste.
you're into yoga, then you understand it.
So-
But if you're not, then what is it?
So what is
Okay.
Namaste?
Namaste means I acknowledge the God in you. So it's essentially saying that all of us are extremely powerful beings and that we all have the power to manifest our realities. Like so many people play the victim, and I hate to say that, but we can change our lives just from what's up here because thoughts are things. So if you change your thoughts, you change your world. And I'm pretty sure that's from a commercial, but it's true. Like, that's my answer to that.
Yeah, because there's this thing called the Atman self, and it's like the godly attribute that we have. Because like there's an ever-flowing energy. There's an energy that permeates and penetrates through
right
all
here.
living things.
Right there.
It's everywhere.
It's in you.
Right?
It's in me.
Even
it's in
things that
Tristina.
don't live,
Yes.
because it's all about vibration. So
Yes.
even stone has vibration. So
Yeah,
it's
that's exactly right. And there's a vibrational energy within the earth field that we ourselves can spread. And in regards to Zen, like you speak a lot of Zen, a lot of Zen.
Yes.
What does being Zen mean to you?
Would you
well,
like to-
right. Well,
Sorry.
having been in Zen monasteries, both in Japan and in Korea, and many temples in China, the Zen is that reflection. So it's the acknowledgement or the becoming aware of the self, becoming aware of the knower within. So that's where my definition of Zen comes from. And just sitting and drinking a glass of orange juice can be very Zen.
Yes.
If your consciousness, if your thinking is about the nourishment of the orange juice. When I eat, I don't just shove food down my face.
Sometimes she
I-
does. Love you. I grew up with her. I had to throw that in there.
I think about the nourishment I'm going to get from the food. So it doesn't matter whether I'm eating a French fry or whether I'm eating a piece of kale. It's about the consciousness of receiving the nourishment from the food. So there's Zen in that. So there's Zen in the everyday, in every moment of every day. And that's kind of what we permeate and how we choose what it is that we want to share with people through our website, both in articles and in the actual products that we pick out.
In a very similar meaning, but a different word definition, I would say that Zen is personal peace in association with the reality of being totally and completely present in every moment. So that's why when people say, oh wow, I just meditated for 20 minutes, I'm so Zen right now. It's like, wow, like I really am in the moment. I took this time to become present and hear the noises, whether it be the air conditioning going, whether it be the camera making a little click, it's like just everything. It's incredible. The thing, today, I was walking the dogs, and my mom lives on the water of this beautiful pond in Fort Lauderdale, and when you look out, there's a gazebo, and you can look out from the gazebo, and it's just the water, the little ripples, like every little. I was so extremely present, and I got back, I was like, wow, I didn't know I could be that present. I'm usually very in my head.
Right.
And that's another reason why we started Namaste Golden, because we ourselves want to become more powerfully aware of our surroundings, as well as just work on our own personal journey and like becoming better and constantly working on ourselves.
Right. So I actually, about a week ago, created a blog on our website called The Journey. So it's interesting that you said that, because to me, that's what our lives are, is a journey. And so the first article, there's one article in there so far that we just wrote, and I encourage.
Oprah.
Yeah, it was about Oprah's Soul Sunday.
Yeah, I love it. I love
Right?
Soul Sunday.
They're fantastic, and she broadcasts those on Facebook, and so they're available for free to everybody. They're phenomenal, and so I took some of the interesting sayings that spoke to me from there, just little clips of things that were said either by Oprah or by her guests, and put that into an article and encourage people to commune with us, to put comments of what resonates with you, what statement resonates with you. It could be someone else reading our blog from your statement that resonates with them. It's not all about us, it's about us as a community, us.
Definitely.
As
The collective.
Right.
Us, the powerful beings that are working on ourselves and just being present.
So
Meditation,
what are you passionate
chanting.
about? You know, you were passionate about art. You're passionate about acting as well. So
Yes.
Tell us a little more about your passions in regards to in general.
So my passion, well, I've always loved being in front of the camera my whole life. So like when I was little.
She's been a drama queen from the day.
And
from
you know,
this big.
I don't create drama, but I am very passionate. And a lot of times people take that as being extremely dramatic, which I don't mind, I'll admit it. But but I'm very, like, I stay away from drama because, it's stressful. So I try to focus on the things that make me happy. And one of them is just being in front of the camera and being on set and learning from other actors and seeing professional actors, work their magic. And just, it's even just being on set. I could be a SAG extra and I would be happy. And so I'm actually...
You are in the union.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you know this, but I'm union. So I'm SAG-AFTRA. I've been acting since 12, and I've had my union membership since 2011. So I've been in it, this is my life, this is my dream, and I'm gonna make it happen. I'm moving to Atlanta for that.
One thing you said some people think it's drama. You know how there's a genre that's called the drama, right? And I believe that's a gateway to sharing your true self, right?
Definitely.
So being dramatic per se is not like being a negative.
No.
It's just being expressive.
Being 100% authentically myself.
Exactly.
And that's a huge part of acting, which I still have to remind myself. Like, I have all these walls, from all these people in my life that maybe have, like, made me distrust them or things like that. And with acting, it's one of those things that at the end of the day, if you want to be a brilliant actor, you really have to peel off those layers to get, because acting is essentially your true self coming out. Like, when I read a script, I'm not one of those actors that looks at a script and it's like, okay, this is a sad part, my dog died, I need to cry. Right. No, like, if in the script I, somebody in my family passed away, I'm gonna feel that. Yeah. It's really, it's just like,
communicate with your heart.
Yeah, so that's what I'm all about. I'm all about just feeling everything
You
in the
just
moment.
did it right now. I felt it. Did you feel it?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's my passion.
Tristina, art. Tell us about that.
Well, some of the designs that we have on our website, I have designed the bracelets or necklaces. I make these resin feathers. In a lot of my artwork, I have feathers.
They're coming soon.
Yeah,
to
these
our website.
necklaces are, to put things up on a website takes time. And actually part of my art is not just physical art creation, it's also computers, doing things on computers. So not as you would typically think of as computer design. don't do design on the computer
Right.
from the sense of creating artwork that you would then see on a wall. But there's the creativity of designing our website and what aesthetically looks good and choosing the right pictures. So from, since she's been a drama queen since she was a baby, right? And I know that for a fact.
I had it on my wall. I literally had a plaque that my
Right.
parents had given me that said drama queen with this really pretty, like, animated girl dancing.
But for me, as a child or a young person, I was all about things technical. So it's, people are like, but wait, you're an artist. And it's like, yes, but really my art it's somewhat technical. I like to do abstract art. That's, if someone said, what kind of an artist are you? My answer is, I'm an abstract artist. I'm about color and form, not about a pretty landscape. Although I can do abstract landscapes, and I have artwork that I call abstract landscapes. And so I do have a website called Dietz-Art.gallery. So DIETZART.gallery. And that showcases some of my work. Now, in addition to that, in there are, you'll notice one of the galleries has Asian writing in it. I call it Asian fusion graffiti because as an art form, I love graffiti. So I photograph graffiti on trains, and anywhere that I see it, it's just like, that makes my heart flutter. Why? Because it's pure expression, right? It's somebody doing something that may or may not be okay,
Naughty.
but they have to do it.
Right.
You have to do it. It's like Samantha has to do what she does.
Yeah. And so I just want to piggyback on that thought. That's the definition of art. It's like sometimes in the eyes of people, what you're doing in the early stages of
your
development
creation.
of our society, it seems like you're being a bandit. Like, why are you painting on a wall here? This is, and then eventually, as people start to see the beauty in your work, it starts to be accepted as art. As you can see, like in Wynwood now, people are actually hiring
people to do it.
It's amazing.
Come put graffiti on my wall.
Yes,
Right,
people.
exactly. And I've always loved graffiti from back before it was cool. Okay, back before.
Just like essential oils.
Right, and so the that kind of informs my my Asian writing, because as going to high school in Taipei, Taiwan, some of the classes, I spoke Chinese. I don't have that much of a vocabulary anymore. 我会说一点中国话. So for your Chinese viewers, I can only speak a little bit of Chinese because the vocabulary's gone. But the flow of the language, I love Asian languages in the draw. If you see an Asian character, whether it's Japanese, Chinese, Vietnamese, whatever it is, the ancient Thai, what they write in the Himalayas, right? It's all it flows. Our letters are very linear, where the characters of these ancient or even modern societies in Asia, the characters flow. So for me as an artist, I get into that flow. And I start by actually creating characters with a brush, and then I'll move to just loosening up. So when you look at my artwork that has that I call Asian fusion graffiti, it has some actual characters, and then I let just the flow of movement, of expression take over. And then I have my own graffiti style, that instead of going across like we do in America, it goes up and down. And instead of going from left to right, it goes right to left, because that's the way that the cultures do it where I grew up.
And something that I was thinking of when you guys were speaking is that art, in a sense, being an entrepreneur is being an artist.
Yep.
Yes.
So
I believe that.
I wanted to hear more of your opinion on that statement.
I mean, how does being an entrepreneur like being an artist, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And it's basically building your life up from scratch. It's like sometimes we differentiate being an entrepreneur from being a person. There's a great similarity between being an entrepreneur and being a person, because ourselves are
Amen.
businesses, right?
Yes.
And businesses often become a reflection of who we are as beings. For instance, I want to invest in your business. I want to go on your website right now
Thank
and
you.
get your bracelet, because you sold me on the fact that you're so passionate about that. And you're literally creating not just a business, but you're creating an idea that I can believe in. So, and for me, I feel like as we're shooting this show, this is a form of art, because
Yes.
I'm sparking that part of someone's brain and kind of like increasing their mental activity, getting them to think, getting them to like open up their third eye sometimes. you know?
Yes. Yes.
So
Do it.
literally, if they can't see my physical art, their third eye can see my spirit and my impact on their lives as an entrepreneur. You've created all of this thus far. How has the dynamic between you and your mother helped you in building a brand? And what can you recommend to entrepreneurs who are starting businesses? Why should they partner up with someone that they really love or like care about?
So number one is trust, because as well as I wish I could say I trust all of my family members, it's not true. But my mommy, I trust the most. She is like my guiding light. Anytime I have anything, what I love about her, she's kind of like my grandpa in the sense that she's very tough love. That's her approach to things. So
That's right.
if
That's right. You don't get away with
go
things.
to her and be like, oh, mommy, this happened, she'll be like, I don't want to say grow some balls because that's kind of sexist, but basically like, woman up, you know? So I'll be like, oh, okay, fine. So I've learned to take life with a grain of salt because of the things that mom has instilled in me from birth. And what do you have to say?
Well,
How is it like working with your daughter?
right. It's interesting working with my daughter because I'm very technical and very, even though I'm an artist,
Yes.
the beautiful thing about my art is I get to separate from that very linear and very technical side of myself and become very loose. And that's the objective of my art. So that's my communication in my art, is get loose. And a lot of my students, because I do teach, they come to me saying, I want to get loose. I'm very tight in what I do,
Right.
and I want to learn how to loosen up. So you actually have to learn how to loosen up. I have
Basically,
artists,
art therapy. is
right? I
basically
have artists that say that they in their mind they can't loosen up. They can't do what I do as an abstract artist. How can you just go do that? It
Yeah.
doesn't, because it's not, where they go. And in business, I'm very detailed. And it drives people crazy, right, Samantha?
I'll be doing a listing. She'll be like, I don't like the way you worded that. I'm like, it's fine. She'll be like, no, I don't like it.
Well, sometimes I have to learn to let go and let the.
Well, 'cause I know what millennials want. So
Well, there are different ways of communicating, and so I like to work till 4 o'clock in the morning and be on my computer and just. I'm a night person. She's a daytime person,
Morning.
so it actually works
I
out
think
well.
It complements pretty
It complements
Definitely.
beautifully.
Because it's actually a perfect match. Sometimes we try to get someone that's a mirror of us,
Yes.
and it doesn't kind of work.
if I had to work with myself,
Yeah.
this woman is the most laid back, relaxed human being. I don't know how I'm a little more high strung. I have an idea of what I want.
Yeah.
And I want it now, so she's good at reminding me because I have
Did you
I
do
have
that?
multiple businesses.
Did
and
you set up the abandoned cart, emails for when someone, decides, oh, maybe I don't want that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because social media. Okay, I'm a social media influencer, as you know.
I was just about to ask.
So,
Zen.
Zen. Skye Girls, SKYEGIRLZ, that's my handle. And I also manage our Namaste_Golden Instagram, if you didn't know about our Instagram. And I work on that all the time, almost every day. I'm putting something out there. And it's so hard today to balance the being present and then the, sharing with others, because as much as I hate to say it, almost everywhere I go, everyone is on their phone. So it's like, how do I reach people if it's not speaking to them? So it's like, as much as, we used to travel a lot when I was younger. When we'd be in the airports, I would, start a conversation with the person next to me, and we'd just talk about the different places we'd gone, and it was so beautiful, and the connection between humans in person is so powerful.
It is powerful.
Because like you were saying, we all have that energy in us. So as much, like, I try to make my captions true to life, to where like I would actually be saying this to someone, make it very conversational. And I only do social media when I'm not in front of other people. If I'm home and I have an hour, a half hour, yes, it takes a long time, then I will, bang out a post or two. But I never just like, I'm hanging out with a bunch of friends and be like, oh, hold on, I have to do a post, because they're so time consuming.
It is.
Well, people don't realize that if you want to have true communication, authentic communication with other people through writing, think about someone writing a novel. They're putting thought around who they're talking to, and they're not just saying something off the cuff. To really, I feel like, reach people, you have to think about it.
Yeah.
And that thinking about it, that rubbing a few brain cells together to really, how can I really connect with the people on the other end? One of my stores, I'm not going to mention the name of it right now, and it appeals to men. So one of my online stores, right? Primarily, there are plenty of women that also buy these products, but it's men that like it. So a lot of people think that the person on the other end of Instagram is a guy.
Yeah, we use a lot of bros and dudes.
So you have a voice for the brand.
Of
I have a
course.
voice.
You create that voice for your brand.
Well, it's being centered on the person that you're talking
The
to.
end consumer.
And authentic.
It's all
as
about
well.
the user. But it's being authentic. It's like, dude, you care about these people. Like
She actually speaks like that. By the way, it's like her other, we have many people inside of us.
You don't do a personality.
Well, I have many personalities. Not just a dual personality, right?
The multiverse is real, and there's
How many
people,
personalities
maybe
do you-
you're not.
How many personalities do you have?
How many personalities? I'm sure I have a couple.
Yeah,
Right,
me too.
and that's the thing. We're multidimensional beings,
Yeah.
and it's not likely that you're going to end up only having one job in your lifetime, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you probably already know it. Samantha
Many,
already
many
knows
jobs.
it. You're out there. You're throwing things out. Having an Italian mom, I say you throw a lot of spaghetti against the wall. Some of it's going to stick. So, people ask. I'm always doing 10 different things at the same time. I have 5 websites going, I've got all of these things happening, as well as I teach. So I'm physically in front of people sharing my passion for art and art making. I travel around the country doing that. So, but then there are my online businesses. Some speak to women, some speak to men. It's like we're so multidimensional. If we're willing to get in touch with that, it's all about awareness, right?
And
It's
people
about
are
the awareness.
flabbergasted when they find out that Tristina is both very right-brained and left-brained. Like, a lot of people are stronger on one or the other. Personally, I'm strong. I think left-brain is more artistic, correct?
Right brain, I think.
Oh,
Whatever.
right brain. Whichever. Anyway, I'm not a science girl. She's more that than I am. But she is the more technical side of the brain, as well as the artsy part. And I don't know about you. I can't speak for you, but I assume, since we're both in this field, that we're a little more artsy than we are technical. But you're also working the cameras.
Yeah,
and
I'm very like
oh my
you.
gosh!
Woo! High five.
When I was a kid, high five.
Half-functioning human being over here.
I was opening computers and trying to figure them out. That's
Oh,
why you met
awesome.
me at a tech conference, right? And at the same side, I'm the athlete. At the same side, I was the poet, the writer. So it's like I find like
Samantha.
all the beauty.
I
in all
know.
of these
All
things.
right. I don't get it. I can't.
And sometimes there is an internal struggle figuring
Yes,
out.
there
Like,
is.
oh my God, am I really? Why am I so passionate about all these different
things?
And
Why?
People may think like, you have to focus on one thing.
Right. How many times have we heard that?
That's, you know,
I'm like,
I mean,
can't.
I hate to say
I
that
can't.
I'm that person, but I read a lot of self-help books. I've read quotes from the most successful, I'm not going to say men, people in the world, and a lot of them say if you really want to make it in something, you have to pick one thing and just hone all of your energy, because you guys have so much energy and you know it because of all the different projects you have. Yeah. If you took that energy and consolidated it into one project, the amount of success you could muster up. And so, I mean, I'm not telling you right now, I'm just saying that I have mentioned to Mom before, you know, if you did pick one or two of your projects, you might be able to get a little more out of them.
I mean, I have to agree with that. But a counter, what I would counter that with is that instead of picking one thing, you have to pick one passion. Because sometimes things, professions, are not necessarily like, for instance, I'm doing a talk show here. I'm talking, right? But I can also be a motivational speaker in front of crowds. I'm talking, right?
Definitely.
If the purpose is to inspire, right? If it aligns with the same purpose, then you could be simultaneously working on multiple things at once, complementing each other.
Yes.
But however, I do think if you want to get your first taste of real success, you do have to kind of like make one of your professions and hone in on that, and then that will open up the doors for everything else.
And you can still work on the other things,
Yeah,
just
focus.
you know. Exactly.
Well, part of the always learning, because I'm an artist, I'm thirsty for art supplies. I call myself an art supply junkie. That means I have to know everything about everything. I know I'll never know everything about everything, but within my realm of what's normal for other people, I want to know how things work. And I tell people I'm that crazy person that actually reads the material safety data sheet that talks about the chemistry, because I have a science background of what's in the paint supplies that I'm using. So it's like I drill down, and that's what's so time consuming. And that's why usually I only sleep about 5 hours a night, maybe 6 usually. Then I don't know if you do this or not, but it's like you have to kind of, every so often you have to charge your battery. You know how these lithium batteries, you can charge it a little bit and run it a bunch, right? And then you charge it a little bit and run it a bunch. Every so often you have to charge it all the way up. Yeah. Right?
Oh yeah, I experienced that.
For it to really be work at optimal efficiency.
It usually ends up being a burnout sometimes for me.
You can be burned out.
In my experience, what happens is I deplete my energy doing so much and resting so little. Sometimes I do confuse movement with achievement. I gotta agree, because I would be, like I said, I would be dabbling in a bunch of books, audiobooks, and learning. I just want to learn. People ask, I'm just a student, you know. I'm just learning
forever. Don't worry, I'm almost 60. It's just keep learning. Just keep it up.
But then we do have those periods where I think we should definitely take those breaks to charge our batteries.
Yes.
Intentionally.
Yes.
If you don't intentionally do it, then life will make you do it.
Right.
You're not going to like it.
Right.
Because when you do, you're going to be like, dang.
You're going to have missed a meeting, or you're going to slept in and be like, oh my gosh.
You're going to burn bridges as well, because you're just out of it, and you're going to be out of it for a while. But if you dissect it into quarterly, I'm going to take this break and vacation.
Well, what I do instead of vacations, because I take little mini vacations. To me, walking the dogs is a vacation. Yeah. So that's that time to get connected, right?
Talk about a homebody.
Right. Well, because I'm on the water, so I can connect to just that serenity, right? Right there. That's right there in my own neighborhood, and that's, you know, I'm very fortunate that I ended up in a place where I can do that. So twice a day I'm walking the dogs and I'm getting my little mental vacation. Right. And, you know, at first I was like, dang it, I have to walk the dogs. But now I'm like, oh, it's my opportunity to leave that intensity of work and go outside and be in nature.
Get a little
and
exercise.
Actually, right.
Do you meditate or do any physical maintenance or other forms? What do you do?
Well, that's the physical work that I do. Is I take the dogs and then I consciously take them on a nice walk, so that and there's an area, park area, so I literally run them. And I've had other neighbors go, "Oh, you're the lady that runs her dogs in the park."
Yep. I do. I don't do it nearly as much as I should. I love to chant when I get the opportunity, especially if I have friends around, because chanting is so much more powerful when it's multiple people. So my uncle, he actually was a huge Buddhist in the SGI community, and he's no longer with us, but he was so inspirational. He was the head of SEAL Team 2. It's funny because he's like this huge guy, and then he's there meditating, like working on himself. It's beautiful. It really is. Because most people think, oh, they're in the military, they're scruff, they're gruff, they're like big, and they just care about. But no, like there are a lot of. He's very introspective, and he was, and he really got me into meditation. Or sorry, I always confuse meditation and chanting.
Well, chanting is a meditation, but yeah.
It is. So. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo is
it's Japanese. It's a Japanese type of.
So
It's like a mantra.
Exactly, yes. It's a mantra, and so that's huge in the Buddhist community. That's the main saying, and then they have a book of the whole. But Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. I do that regularly, just to keep a spirit alive and to become present and aware of my reality and put good vibes, because chanting can only help. You're just putting out more good vibes, good feelers for people to feel and gravitate toward you.
Yeah. So you've put a lot of great vibes out here. This is one of I like the dynamics. And I'm always trying to grow this show, so now I'm wondering, I need to get more duos.
Yes!
And energies like this, I love the energy.
Thank you. We love your energy.
So with that being said, I need you to think of a final message, right, that you can think of to
I didn't
empower.
write that down.
Right? You need to write it down. It's in your heart, right? What's a final message that you can give to our audience to empower them, whether to become an influencer, an actor, an artist, or start their online shop store, Shopify store? Because the purpose of the Unlimited Power Show is to empower you for that internal power you have within you to release it by sharing the stories of others.
Can I say one, and then you can go, and then I might have another thought?
Yeah,
But
sure,
the first thing that just came to my mind was believe in yourself, because no one else is going to do your work for you. So if you believe in yourself, you will get yourself to where you want to be. So.
Right. Well, and to dovetail off of that, it's having a clear vision. So I know what I have. Businesses where I'll get into debt with the business. It's okay, because I have a clear vision of what I'm bringing to people. And so I will continue to focus on that vision. And it doesn't matter what people say, and it doesn't matter what the appearance is of what's happening around me and the circumstances of that business. My objective is clear. So because my objective is clear, I can be persistent. And on those days when you're like, oh, things aren't going well and I don't feel empowered in the moment, I have to go back to what is the vision and what is the purpose, as you mentioned earlier.
All right, yeah, I just had one last thought. If you've ever read The 12 Master Key to Riches by Napoleon Hill, it's that definite major purpose. That's what we're talking about. So if you want to know more about that, reading that book can only help you. It constantly talks about the discipline that you need to get what you want for yourself done. So that's thank you.
It's on SoundCloud.
Oh, is it? Master Key to Riches?
No, I thought that was 12 Laws of Success. Well, it is a summary. There's a summary
Okay.
of it. You can find it.
Summary might be better.
Where you actually hear Napoleon Hill saying it.
Oh.
There's a lot of resources on SoundCloud, YouTube. I'm telling you, from Jim Rohn to Tony Robbins to Napoleon Hill, you'll find all of them in the archives. They're all free.
Les Brown.
Les Brown.
He's one of my favorites.
Les Brown is my favorite motivational speaker.
There you
of all
go.
time. We have the same birthday.
Oh,
Yes, and I aspire, and I am a motivational speaker, so I aspire to continue his legacy.
and you are.
And he's amazing.
He's
yes.
amazing.
High five.
His story
I like
is
that.
Awesome.
Yes.
So that summarizes our episode for today. I
Definitely.
really loved having a conversation with you all.
Thank you so much, Edward.
And it was
It's a pleasure.
it's amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep believing in the vision and the dream. And I really see great things happening for your future.
Thank you.
And
Thanks
hey,
for having us.
Namaste Golden.
Namaste.
You can shake too if you want.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And thank you for tuning in to the Unlimited Power Show. My name is Edouard Gilles, and I want to remind you that you have the unlimited power in you to achieve whatever it is that you want. But until you believe that, the world will forever miss your talents, your gifts, and all the great things you have to offer. So let your light shine, don't hide it, don't dim it, and be golden. Thank you. Please be sure to like this video, share it to someone who may enjoy it as well, and subscribe to my channel.